All right. So, welcome to Aureus Alliance Holdings. We'll be building gold-backed impact ventures to give back to the community. And we can do this because we're mining real gold and other minerals, and this will provide real profits for every single shareholder. So, firstly, you're not buying shares in the actual mine itself. Why are we saying this and why do we always say this? It's because we want everybody to think bigger than just this 250 hectare site that we have in Kadoma. Right, we want to acquire over 6,000 hectares across Africa, which means that if you were just buying shares in the actual one gold mine site, then you'd only earn dividends in that one gold mine site. Okay. But as you are buying shares in the company itself, as the company is growing and it's acquiring all of these mine sites, property development, medical, because we want to build a big hospital in Zim, and also an ICT, of course, that's all going to be generating profits. And that profits is shared amongst every single share. All right. So all our shares are CIPC registered here in South Africa. They are par value $1,000 shares. They start at $1,000. That is the value of the share. That's not the price of the share. We have built a very unique structure where anybody can come in. In the beginning, it was $5. Now we're already sitting at $15. On the 6th of every single month, we will be moving over to the next phase. That is, if we haven't sold out the phase already. Okay. So this is not a long period that the shares is going to be available. The shares are structured to go from $5 originally in the pre-sale up to $1,000. Once we have reached this $1,000 mark, then we will be selling it on our marketplace. Okay, so what are we actually doing in Zim? Now, we are starting sustainable mining. If you want to understand kind of what we want to plan, go watch Gold Rush. Go to YouTube or go to Netflix. I believe it's on Netflix. And then go type in Gold Rush, all right, or Yukon, and you will see what wash balancing is. It's a very cost-effective way of mining out the alluvial layers. And this alluvial layers goes through the plant and it gives us quite a handsome amount of gold. Now, in our first 80 centimeters, we have got just over, on 250 hectares, we've got just over 2,000 kilograms of gold on the first 80 centimeters. This means we can literally take a bulldozer or a couple of bulldozers and start from one point on this 250 hectares and just move up to our tailings, to where our plants is, and we can start pushing it through the plant. Okay, and we will get a minimum of 2.1 tons of gold. Now, 2.1 tons of gold, what is that? What does it actually mean? So if you go to Google and you type in gold per kilogram, there's a site called Gold Price. Go to that. And this will give you the actual current value of gold. All right, so that's $134,000. So if we're talking about 2,160 kilograms of gold times $134,000, you're talking about $289 million. So that's what this piece of property is worth. We do not divulge in where the property is. We'll tell you it's in Kadoma. We will not give you the location. We won't give anybody the location. This is up until we've actually set up the mine. So the mine is not set up yet, as I've explained in the beginning. Once we are finished with our alluvial layers, we will be rehabilitating the land. This is not a normal practice. Okay, so we are not a traditional open cast mining venture. All right, we will be rehabilitating the land, so we're not going into an open pit. We will do further testings once we hit solid rock, and if we do find other minerals, like especially diamonds and things like that, then there is a chance that we will do blasting. Okay, but this blasting will be controlled, and it will not affect the environment. We'll make sure that if it's going to affect the environment, we won't blast, because that's not what Aureus is about. We also do not use any chemicals, okay, that is harmful to nature. So once we are finished with our land, we are restoring into natural viable state. And we're doing this for a very specific reason. We're doing this so we can establish a piece of property where we're going to open up the eco village. And this eco village will supply all the food, water, electricity, right? Even jobs, safety, accommodation, as well as a school and a clinic. Now, there's a total of 1.4 million shares that we are selling, and these 1.4 million shares will take no longer than July 2027. Like I said, there is 20 phases, and there's 20 phases every 6th of every month. They're going, they will go over to the next phase. So that's why we say no longer than July 2027. Now, once the shares is sold to the public, to the community, to the shareholders, then the shareholders can sell it for $1,000 minimum. A minimum of $1,000. You will never be able to sell it below $1,000. Now, our target by 2027 is to have 3.5 tons annually. So if we do the calculation on this, 3,500 kilograms times $134,000 minus 45%. This 45% is the expenses of the company, including taxes. All right, that's $257,950,000 that's left in profits, divided by 1.4 million shares. And that gives a dividend of $184.25. Yes, I know on the screen saying 178. That's because it was calculated $130,000. So how are we going to accomplish this is by setting up multiple plants, multiple of these wash plants. All right. And some of them are going to be bigger than the 10 ton that we're going to have. The biggest we'll put up is 200 tons per hour plants. Right. Now, to have a 200 ton per hour plant running, you have to have the amount of land to be able to do it. So we are also working on acquiring additional property, which is adjacent to ours, which is additional 500 hectares. And there is more property around the area that we can do. And we are very confident that once we have got EcoWorld up and running, that people will literally run to get to it. And we will go into agreement with them. Because remember, we're not just coming there to take out the land and take out the gold, take out the minerals, and just leave, like 90% of the other mine companies do, or go even deeper and destroy it to a point where it will never, ever, ever recover. Like I said, we're going to be expanding 6,000 hectares plus. By 2035, we want to reach 100 tons of gold per year. 100 tons of gold. Do the calculation on that. That's a crazy amount. 100,000 kilograms times $134,000 per kilogram. That's at current rate. It's probably going to be about 200, maybe 250, but it could even be $234,000 per kilogram. We do not know. We do know, however, what has happened in the last couple of years with gold, right? It has got a very strong trajectory path. When Donovan started prospecting in 2016, gold was sitting at about $42,000. I got involved in 2023. Gold was sitting at $75,000. Today, yesterday we did a presentation, and one of the leaders saw one of our old calculations that we forgot to change, where it was at $80,000. That's the value that it was when we started, okay, building the website that you are seeing, the website that you get access to. That's what the value was then. So we missed one little update that we need to do on the gold price, but it shows you what has actually happened to the gold value in the last year alone. Right. So 100,000, that's $13 billion minus 45% divided by 1.4 million. $5,264. Now, what am I saying? Am I saying that you're going to buy a share and then you're going to have to pay a fee for it and you're going to have to pay a monthly premium for it? And no, you buy the share, you hold on to the share, and it's yours. For as long as you hold on to it, you will be earning dividends on a yearly basis, on a quarterly basis in the beginning, then it will become biannually. In about 3, 4 years, it will then start becoming annually. As we're talking about, for an example, $5,000 of dividend per year. It's not about the amount that we have to give out. It's because of the structure. Because, like I said, we want to expand over Africa to control over 250 plants throughout Africa. That's not a small task. And to do that, we need to have control over everything. So we're going to be incorporating AI technology as well to do and calculate all of the calculations that we need to do. But as I said, we are going to be creating these smart villages that will provide everything that everybody in the community requires. Now, the sad part about it is this sounds like something that anybody would do, but it doesn't happen in Africa. The people have got all the resources they require to have the most amazing life just beneath their feet, and there's no way for them to actually get it. That's the sad part about it. They don't have the money to get the equipment, and whoever goes into partnership with them usually rips them off. So we have established a very strong relationship with everybody in Zimbabwe. And this goes from presidential level, like the advisor of the president of Zimbabwe and his associates that came through all the way to Kadoma. We had gold experts that came from India or that comes originally from India. They come from South Africa. They got 5 gold mines in Zambia. They came and checked out the land as well, verified what we were seeing. We done pitting, which is tests for the wash plant. This was done by this gentleman who is the owner of Yagden Engineering. And he's going to be we're going to be employing him to create these wash plants for us all over Africa. You can see there's some gold pieces over there, little nuggets. Those nuggets are quite expensive, about $120 a nugget. Even this rock, it looks like just a plain rock that was taken out of the bedrock right there at the back. I physically was behind him. You can see there I am there. And I actually got a photo that I will share in the future. I need to look for it amongst all the archives. But where he was just walking down and all of a sudden he comes back and then he started explaining, this is such an amazing find. And it's found all over there. He says, because we literally holding gold. That goes through a crusher plant and then we get gold dust and gold nuggets. This gentleman over there, over there, and over there. This is our CEO, Mr. Donovan James, who has been prospecting since 2016. Okay. Now, I know Donovan James very, very personally. I built this business with Donovan James in the last 9 months, talking about the software itself. I am the CTO of the company. I'm not the CEO. I'm the CTO, which is Chief Technology Officer. Right, so I'm in charge of all of the software that gets created. These gentlemen, the other reason why they came through is because Donovan showed them a photo of the grass. It's green, very, very green, bright green, in fact. And the reason being is because of high iron oxidation in the soil. The more high iron oxidation there is in the soil, the more gold can be found in a gold-bearing land. That doesn't mean if you got green grass, you can go and dig it out and you're going to get gold. In Zimbabwe, yes, there's that high possibility because it's packed full of gold. These two photos here are artisanal miners. They are not from the same site, but this gives you an indication of what we mean by the by the green grass. Okay, and they're doing a very extremely dangerous job. They dig these tunnels, they dig out the tailings, they run it through a normal little wash shaft that they made there themselves. And they do find small nuggets, but even when they take that and they go sell it, there's a high chance it will be stolen from them before the time. Gold's a funny thing when it comes to people when they have little of it. So we're going to be empowering them as well. We're going to be provide them a safe avenue where they can actually sell the gold, um, because we've got our agreements with government with Zimbabwean refinery. Um, Fidelity, that's the word I'm looking for. So our agreement is a 5% below market rate value. Okay, so whatever the current market value is, 5% below it, that's what they pay us out per kilogram. That way, we know the land is secure. We know nobody can take it from us. The government's not going to take it from us. It's secure and safe. The reason why they won't take it from us is because we are doing all the work for them. We bring the gold, they buy the gold from us at 5% less. They don't need to mine it, anything. We are taking all the expenses in our hands, and they pay us out. They pay us also out in a portion of ZiG and also US dollars. The ZiG we use to pay the people with, the dollars we work out what needs to be what's profit, and that then is divided between all of the shareholders. We traveled throughout Zimbabwe after we went to the sites to build public relations with the community. Right, so we build these relationships, which is vitally important. Like I said, we're coming in as foreigners, and they don't know what we want. All right, when you step into that land, they think, okay, well, how can we, what are we going to offer them? So that's one big thing about Zimbabwe. All right, they don't do anything for free. They work very, very hard for what they have. I've seen this personally. I've been there over 8 times. Well, I've been there and back 8 times, so over 8 months, for about 3 days each, each trip. I love the country. Right, so there's 1.4 million shares in total. 420,000 is at phase 2 now at $15 each. So how long is it going to be at $15? Up until the 6th of January. That's the latest it can be at that. So the 6th of January, it will become $20. Might be before that even. Okay. So payments are accepted in Polygon, Ethereum, Tron, and BNB network. I'm very happy to say that we are completely blockchain automated now. Okay, so when you're making a payment, there is still an authentication period. The reason being is because the CFO has still requested because every single share, and I want everybody to have this mindset, every share that you are buying, yes, you're buying it at $5 or $10 or $15 or $100 or $200, $500 or even maybe $1,000. But that's what it's worth. It's worth $1,000. Don't give it away. All right. Do not give it away. You're not allowed to sell it at all. Please don't try and do it. Okay, because remember, we have to put every single shareholder in the register. So if you sell a share, you're not selling them a share. Only once you get the certificate that is the share valid. All right. So please do your KYC. That share certificate, that is your key. Now, at a later stage, we will be converting this over to a completely decentralized digital certificate, which is called a NFT. And this will give security to every single member. You've seen earlier that there's a card that was displaying. We are going to, in the next week and a half, I think, the card will be arriving. And we want to have the next batch out before Christmas. Before the festive holidays, there's a possibility we can do it. We've got quite a big responsibility on our hands at the moment, which is on the mine. Okay, so yes, we want to advertise and say everybody can purchase cards for Christmas, but we cannot guarantee that it's going to arrive by Christmas. Okay, so you can buy it before the time, but it's not to say that you're going to get it on Christmas. You might get it only in January, just so everybody knows this. Okay, because it does take 12 to 14 days. And also, we're talking about a holiday period now. We're also accepting South African rands up until phase 3, maybe a bit longer. Done some calculations, probably won't be later than phase 3 because of the amount of rands that would be in South Africa. The reason why is because we are using dollars. We're not using South African rands. We are going to be setting up our offices. So this will be a combination office of Sun and Aureus that will be set up in Umhlanga, right, in KZN. So the company is registered at Donovan's business office, which is in Randburg, Gauteng. So there's 20 phases. Aureus gets 35%, Sun gets 25%, Bunta Helping Hands Foundation, our charity, gets 10%. The affiliate commission is 15%. That's split into two parts. 10% goes into your USDT wallet, where you can use it for buying more shares, or you can withdraw it. All right. 5% automatically buys you shares. This 5% is like your retirement plan. It constantly works as you're building your team. If you want to build a team, you're not required to do it at all. This is not an MLM. All right. It's a single line affiliate commission, direct sales. But for the top affiliates, the people that are really helping, we have got this Gold Diggers competition. And our pre-sale, it was just over $17,000. That's a competition prize. I'm still confident on Friday, latest Saturday, we'll be announcing phase 1's competition. We are still getting people that are putting in payments that couldn't make the payments for whatever reason. They made the payments, but they couldn't put it on the website. Okay. So we've got these payments in the account. We will be releasing a list of names or references, if I can put it like that. Not names. We don't know who these people are. Okay, but they did buy, so they stand a chance as well. All right, so phase 1, 420,000 shares. The maximum it can bring in is 6,300,000 shares. Why do I say the maximum? The reason being is because whatever shares is not sold by the end of phase 2, um, will go over to phase 3. Right. So we're in phase 2 now, not phase 1. That's a tech mistake. I need to go change that. Right. So this will bring in this phase, if we complete it, will bring in $2.2 million. This $2.2 million, and I've looked at the teams. I'm looking at the excitement that everybody has, the realization of what we are doing. And I believe that once we're on the land on the 18th, uh, possibly 19th at the latest, okay, of December. So around the corner, um, next week to be precise, everybody will see, this is a real. This is not an idea. This is not digital mining that we are doing. This is physical mining that we are doing. Right. So, this $2.2 million will be enough for us to set up 4 plants. Okay, 4 plants, which means that where we wanted to have 2 plants up and running, we will be able to have 4 plants up and running. So even if we are not completing the phase, if we complete any of the phases, we do make up for it, and we will still be pushing out the production level that we are planning, which is $60 per share for 2026 at a minimum. It could be a lot more, might be a little mess as well. There is that possibility, but very slight. Okay. Ubuntu Helping Hands will be getting 10%. It's $630,000 at the most. The affiliate commission is a total of $945,000. Okay, that it could be received. So what am I meaning by this? 10%, $630,000, and the 5% is $315,000 of shares that is going to be purchased. Again, that's going to be earning inside of the community. The competition, $378,000. First prize, $189,000. Second prize, $113,400. Third prize and 4 to 10 prize, each $37,800. For all the South Africans, let's give you a little motivation of what the last one means. 37,800 times 17. That's just over 642,000 rands. Okay, that is like the biggest bonus that anybody would get if they really push. And this is just in phase one. I have said this before. When we talk about the other phases, that's going up to phase 19, competition is $3 million for first prize, $1.2 million for the last prize. Okay, so it's crazy where we're going to be going this. And we're going to be attracting some of the biggest affiliate marketers in the world to come on board with this business. I know this. Okay, so phase 3 is $20. By the time that we hit phase 6, we will be in April. And this will be the main crossing point. The reason why I'm saying this is because once we hit April, this is still $35 a share. It's still extremely, extremely affordable. Now, the first dividend payout will happen. So everybody that's received payout, they're going to say, hey, listen, I got my dividend. I bought it at say $5 or $10 or $20, $25, right? I've got my first dividend payout. So my next dividend is in July, you know, and they did this with one plant or two plants. What's going to happen if they got 20 or 30 or 50, 100 or 200 plants? That's the whole goal here. Okay. So what we believe is that by phase 6, once we've paid out that first dividend, that the shares will be sold out within 3 months. Within 3 months, we'll be sitting at phase 19 at $1,000 per share. Okay, with the capabilities of setting up 257 plus wash plants that will be generating us the 100 tons per annum. Okay, how long will it take us to set that up? 10 years to get to the 257 plants. Don't tell anybody that's going to take 6 months. It's impossible. It will take 10 years at a minimum to set up 257 wash plants. Remember what we're talking. We're not talking just about a machine. But we're talking about a 200 ton per hour plant. It's not a small plant. Okay, it's a big plant. We're going to have multiple of these all over Africa. So we'll be acquiring more land all over Africa, either by buying the land, which we'll only be able to do in certain places, or going into full JV agreements with the people. Okay, so you are earning lifetime dividends. Lifetime dividends means that as long as you hold on to the share, you're earning the dividend. If you sell the share, you give it away, guess what? You're not earning it anymore. Okay, that person that received it, they are earning. Okay, it's real equity ownership. So you're not just buying into the gold mine or the platinum mine or the copper or the iron. You are buying in all of the companies, everything that is under Aureus Alliance Holdings. All right. And that means that as these companies are generating profits, you're going to be earning dividends on those profits. You have got control of your shares. What we mean by this, you can hold it, you can transfer it. The selling of it, make this clear, is only allowed once the 1.4 million shares are sold. Okay? Why are we doing this? We are selling shares in the company so we can set up the plants that is going to be mining gold and other minerals to provide dividends for every single shareholder. Okay? So if you try and sell the share, trust me, the person that bought the share from you because of a transfer, they're not going to get their certificate because it will be an illegal share transfer. They are not in the register. You have to purchase the shares. Okay. Once we are done with the 1.4 million shares, you can do however you please, but it will be done on the site at a minimum of $1,000. Now, does that mean that I cannot transfer a share to anybody else? No, you can transfer it to someone else. Okay. But you are transferring it to them for free. There is no commissions on that transfer. Okay? So that share that you're transferring is a share that that person is getting, but they're getting it for free. They will have to do KYC and they will have to declare that they got it from you for free. Okay, and this will all happen in the next 2 to 3 months, where we will have all of the legal documentation and everything that every single person that is a shareholder will have to sign. Okay, this is legal documentation that is required by CIPC. Okay. Shareholder benefits, you will have additional shareholder benefits like voting rights, for an example. The VIP club, which will be the top 20 out of or the top one out of the top 20, that will go through to Zimbabwe with us all. Let's say July, August, September next year, maybe a bit longer before that happens. Once the 1.4 million shares are sold, basically, we will make a big event where the top 20 best affiliates will go through at a all expenses paid trip, basically. Right, so that's the end of the presentation. Okay.